Hey, 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 beautiful hearts, what's vibin'? Dr. Danae, the Awakening Doctor, here to do today's energy forecast for this full moon. It is an intense one. It is the first full moon of 2023. The past couple of weeks have been very chaotic, energetic-wise, and intense. It's all been leading up to massive change. In pulling the cards for this reading, this is my third time recording this, trying to record it. Something has happened each time and the recording has stopped, so here we go. But this energy, for some of you, it really feels as if the past 4 months in particular have been intense. However that means for you. The things that are coming up for you, whether it's past people, past energy, old thoughts, habits, whatever, these things are coming up so you can make a different choice now. Not that they're coming up to hold you back or to repeat past experiences. That's not what this is. But why does that happen? Why does that seem to be the case in your life, or that you keep proving to be the case in your life? Because what you think about, you bring about. So if that's what you think, then you get an idea. So there's the thought. A feeling's going to rise up to match and validate that idea. That it becomes a vibration and a frequency that goes out, and it goes out to magnetize and attract to you that same vibration plus interest. So if you don't like what's showing up in your life, you got to change the thoughts. So we're starting out with number 4, acceptance. The number 4 in that vibration. And again, remember I said 4 months. That's significant for somebody. And 4s are foundational type of energy. This is massive change. But how do you go through this massive change? And what does this acceptance mean? This acceptance means accepting all of you, especially the parts that you don't like, you're ashamed of, or whatever. Accept those parts of you. Doesn't mean you have to stay in that energy. If there's things that you don't like about you and you want to change that, you first have to accept that it is what it is and be okay with that. Acceptance doesn't mean that you're buying on that this is how it's always going to be. Acceptance is just saying, you know what? I see now, and I'm not going to gaslight myself. I'm not going to push this down, repress it, not look at it. I'm just going to say, you know what? Yeah, I accept all of me, all my flaws, whatever it is. And I'm making that choice to love myself through this, because I may not like this, but I am working through the changes. Not I'm trying. Trying will keep everything away from you, but doing. And doing isn't always pretty. With this amount of change and intense energy, your doing has not been easy. It's been very overwhelming. A lot of ups and downs and all kinds of things. But there's a purpose. And this card is number 35. What does that break down to? An 8. You are on this path of change. It starts with you accepting the way your life has been, the way it is, the way you are, all of those different things, and then saying, you know what? That's how I've been living, but that's not what I want for my future. I want a different life. I want to attract different things. And that's absolutely great and perfect. You're an infinite being in an infinite universe. There is so much to experience. But this change, this transformation that you're going through, it's not small. But look, 44, a master number, attraction. You are attracting to you what you think and feel. So for those of you that may not be at this place on your path right now, this is how you get to where you want to be. These are the steps. For those of you that have already been doing these steps, you're in this process. You are closer than you realize to your breakthrough and to the next level up. This full moon is propelling you that way. Many of you are really taking a look, recognizing where you gaslight yourself, where this deceptive energy comes from. Yes, for many of you, this is other people in your life. But we attract people, places, and things based on our emotional maturity level, where we've met ourselves. So if we still gaslight ourselves, we still do deceptive things, whatever that is, people are going to mirror that back to you. I'm not saying you're the cause of it. I'm not saying all of that. I'm talking about an energetic dynamic. And that when we pull back the veil and look at this at a cellular level, all of this deception, yeah, it starts with us, that internal dialogue. I'm not worthy. I'm not lovable. I'm not smart. I'm not this. I'm not that. That's what I'm talking about. 3 of Pentacles. This is that change. You are moving out of this energy. Look, you know, this is also, people call this the Wounded Warrior card. I don't care for that terminology. For me, this is more about where we hold ourselves back, where we betray ourselves, where we gaslight ourselves. That internal dialogue of that negative thinking. You cannot have a positive mindset with a negative attitude. Doesn't work. They're 2 completely different vibrations, and they can't last together for a long time. The 3 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and the Sun. Yeah, this acceptance, this recognizing this, and as certain things come up that feel familiar from the past, when you start recognizing that you're entertaining that story and you stop yourself, and you allow this energy to flow without getting into a story about it, beating yourself up. Again, going back to that acceptance. Oh, okay. Yep, I reacted to that person. Yep, lost my shit over there. Shouldn't have done that. This is maturity. This is recognizing that. Would you have done that 6 months ago, a year ago? And saying, you know what? I need to be more responsible because I don't like what I'm attracting. And I want to attract positive vibrations, positive people, lasting situations. I feel like with this recognition card in the Sun, many of you need to give yourself this recognition that, and get out of that mindset of, well, I'm trying, it's just not working, blah, blah, blah. How does that feel? Heavy, weighted, victim-like? Recognize, you know what? Yeah, I may have lost my shit. Things aren't perfect. I'm going through a lot. It looks crappy, but you know what? I know that my thoughts and feelings create my reality. I don't currently like what I'm attracting. So I'm going to put in the work to change my thoughts and my feelings. Because I want this happiness. I want happier times. This literally is this energy of you showing up for yourself every day and saying, you know what? I say yes to life, and life says yes to me in all its victory. Many of you, without realizing it, the subconscious energy and that internal dialogue, the things that you think about, are your own kryptonite. And it's like putting a sign out in front of you, an energetic sign that says, say no to me. Because no matter how amazing it is, I'm only going to focus on the negative. Somebody could come up, buy you a brand new car, give it to you, give you the keys, no payments, no anything. It's a free gift, and you'll be happy. But internally, and you may even voice this out, sit there and go, well, why? I don't deserve this. Or, what's behind this? Start doubting and questioning. That's self-sabotage. Knock it off. You don't have time for that. Attend to the details. Yeah. Attend to the details with this full moon energy and getting self-responsible with your thoughts. Recognizing when these lower vibrations come up, these lower thoughts, and arresting them in that moment that you recognize it, and not beating yourself up because maybe you sat with it for a day or two or a half a day, whatever the time frame is. That's okay. Why? Because you sat in it, you felt the energy, you noticed your vibration drop, because this is how you learn you. This is how you learn to read the energy and recognize it. It's all part of the process. Take inspired action. This is the doing. And breathe through the tension. Absolutely. Hard times are not here to stay. Hard times only stay around if you keep making a story around them or thinking about them all the time. And I'm not talking about toxic positivity. I'm not talking about spiritual bypassing. I'm talking about accepting it. You know what? Things are shitty right now. I see that. It is what it is. But you know what? That's not going to be my life anymore. I now know that the only moment I have is today. And what I think about today, I'm going to bring about in my tomorrows. Test me on this, guys. Try it for yourself. Start paying attention, doing it both ways. When you catch yourself complaining, being negative, gossiping, backbiting, any of the 5 human habits, judgment, guilt, condemnation, blame, and shame, when you engage in that, as soon as you recognize it, try to take a step back and look at what has transpired or coming your way since you've been in that energy. Then, do the same thing for when you're more positive. Not allowing that energy to allow you to sit there in that diaper of the human habits. And look at the difference. You can prove this to yourself every time you do this. This isn't hocus pocus. This isn't blowing smoke up your rabbit hole. This is truth. This is universal laws. You have a choice. You could resist it and watch these readings and be like, blah, 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 internally, whatever, and pissy. Or you can recognize that and go, you know what? Let me test this out on myself. I challenge you. Prove me wrong. See what that does for your life. Why do I say it that way? Because when I started on this journey, that's what I did. I proved this to myself. The days that I was in bed and my body was breaking down and it hurt so bad just to get up and walk 30 feet to the bathroom. Some days that would take a long time for me to do that. The days that I caught myself buying into, oh, my body hurts, I can't do this, oh, why is this happening, woe is me. Guess what? Those were the days I wasn't productive, I couldn't move. All of that I was focused on heightened. The next day, when I had that, I was like, ooh, wow, that worked. Let me try it the opposite. No matter how much my body hurts, no matter how much that inner dialogue is saying I can't, today, I'm going to say I can. I'm going to push. I'm going to do it. Pain, I'm just saying, you know what? Grateful I am. I'm not in as much pain as I was yesterday. Guess what? What might have taken me 30 minutes to walk those 30 feet the day before might have taken 10 minutes the next day. I shaved 20 minutes. I'm just using that as a metaphor, but it is truth. That is what I did, day in and day out. Did I nail it every day? Hell no, I didn't. But it didn't stop me. Every day I got up. The only person I was in competition with was myself. Getting up every day and saying, I say yes to life, and life says yes to me in all its victory. With ease and grace, this too shall pass. The more that I did that, the more that I chose to do that, not push down, except, yeah, this is where I'm at today, but that doesn't mean I have to be there tomorrow. Consistency and momentum. I am now daily living the life I only dreamed about years ago. That attitude of gratitude I always talk to you guys about, that's real. That changed my life. All of this changed my life. You don't have to do it exactly how I did it. You're unique. Take the message. Apply it. How it fits in your life. What works for you. You know you. You know your inner dialogue better than anybody. You also have the answers within you on how to change that dialogue. You have a fierce competitor, your altered ego. But it's only fierce because it's basically stolen your car keys and it's been driving you around while you're duct taped and handcuffed in the trunk. It's not going to like when you get out of the trunk and take your car keys back and you're running the show. That's okay. Stay consistent with it. The more that you do, you change the habit. That's how you have success. All right, beautiful heart. I hope you got something out of this. As always, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. Bye-bye.